Good evening. For the second time in a week, a pedestrian has been struck by a vehicle in the border city. Now, the latest incident happened early this morning. RCMP say a woman was hit while crossing the street. Now, it took place at 57th Avenue and 44th Street. Police say a driver trying to make a right-hand turn onto 44th hit the woman. Now, the pedestrian sustained minor injuries. Earlier this week, a 14-year-old girl was rushed to an Edmonton hospital after being struck by a vehicle. Well, many Lloydminster residents woke up this morning in the dark after a power outage early this morning. ATCO officials say that a major transformer failed around 5:30 in the morning at the city substation on 75th Street.
There's a number of different circuits in the city that serve the city. It's a complex system. This outage affected 3 circuits, and the area that was affected by the interruption is boundaried by Highway 16 to the north, College Drive, and then south to 12th Street.
Crews have been working throughout the morning and early afternoon to determine the problem and restore power to the affected areas. Now, due to the high temperature and heavy electricity load, crews needed to take precautions to safely bring the system back up running. Well, staying cool is the main theme for many Albertans this week, as a heat advisory has been issued for many parts of the province. Now, in this week's Healthy Living, Anna Stanislaw spoke to some residents to see how they're staying safe under the sun.
There's no point in her getting burnt and not enjoying the rest of the summer, being able to go outside and play because she didn't have her sunblock and her hat on.
For Loro Treimans, sunscreen, water, and protective gear is on the top of her list before allowing her 3-year-old daughter Jade out in the sun. It's the same sentiment for many other families.
Sunscreen and plenty of hydration and dumping them in the water.
We use sunscreen, and if we need to, we use hats and things like that. But out here, we just like to sit out in the sun and then go take a nice cool dip and enjoy it.
But when the sun goes down, many may still be feeling the heat, especially those who don't have air conditioning. But there are some tricks to stay cool.
It's just when it cools down at night, you open up the windows in the house and let the house cool off, and just stay out of when it's extremely hot through the day, you just don't stay out in the hot temperatures too long.
A wet cloth for her and fans and open windows in the house.
Alberta's energy operator is also asking Albertans to conserve energy to reduce stress on the system. Officials say the heat advisory will remain in place for a couple more days. Anna Stanislaw, Newcap News.
Well, imagine being tossed into the woods and told you had to survive with just what you had on you. Well, that's exactly what a group of Cold Lake cadets had to do as part of a summer training program. Fraser Snowden has the story.
Some may shy away from the idea of survival in the wilderness, but these guys
I want to make it tight so we do not get rained on.
Embrace it.
I've been really interested in the survival, and we learn how to make shelters, and I've been really interested in the snares, being able to catch food.
Here, they're building shelters, not out of your traditional tent materials, but their own ponchos. This training program for kids aged 14 to 18 teaches them the basic skills they would need.
The snare will grab its head and snap it
if they ever get lost in the woods.
All the skills that I wouldn't have learned without the camps, like knots and lashings, shelters, water collection, food collection.
But survival is one of many courses cadets can take in the summer program.
We teach citizenship, leadership. We teach instructional skills in specialty areas such as sports and survival. That's in addition to all the specialty training. We also like to promote physical fitness in all of our courses, not just the sports and fitness courses. Those are core components of the cadet program.
And cadets like Hayden and Brenan are learning quickly. There's a lot to learn when stuck out in the wilderness.
I did not know about how many aspects you need to take into consideration when you're in a survival situation, like where you are and what direction the wind's coming at and where the sun rises and how far everything is away from you.
It's leaking.
In Cold Lake, Fraser Snowden, Newcap News.
Let's turn our attention to ag news, and of course in this week's Ag Report we take a look at Biochar, a soil enhancer that Lakeland College is researching for commercial use. Graham McCann has more.
The Lakeland College Vermilion Campus's Center for Sustainable Innovation is researching a method to enrich soil using charcoal. The charcoal being made at the college, which is called biochar, is created by burning waste from forestry industry.
Basically, we can use any organic substance, non-food, non-contaminated, and then the main process is to smolder it.
Biochar has many properties that can enrich soil. It absorbs and helps retain water and fertilizer, and then releases it gradually. Also, it is aided by microbial life that is attracted to the environment, which allows it to become richer and more fertile. But when implementing biochar in acres of soil, the effects are not immediate. To not damage the soil, it is a careful, slower process that farmers would start to notice over a longer period of time.
First thing he will notice is he needs less fertilizer if he is putting a lot of chemical fertilizer. Second thing, if there's a lot of droughts, a problem like that, he will see reduced effects of droughts. And finally, over a longer term of time, 2 years, 3 years, or after that, he will see better yields.
But once that happens, it's long term. The biochar stays in the soil for hundreds of years. Not only that, but there's a positive environmental byproduct providing a greater amount of carbon in soil. Graham McCann, Newcap News.